astronauts, they needed to do a bit of triage by the Navy medical team when they arrived in the capsule to make sure that would
We
still
are
be there.
expecting the other crew members momentarily to be extracted.
There she, or there's one astronaut.
Somewhat enlarged.
Yeah.
And these are the
It looks like a second astronaut there. Yeah.
around.
So one is seated, one is being kind of helped to sit down.
You can see, if you look closely, the signature orange pressure suits manufactured by the David Clark Company of Massachusetts.
Two
So
crew
it
members
did
out, two to go.
Two out, two to go, and the grand total of four. The mission specialists who were seated midship were to be out first. And then pilot Glover and Commander Wiseman were to be out last.
And we know the two helicopters will be there to hoist two at a time.
We're about 1 hour from sunset out in the
Looks like
Pacific.
the third
Everything
is out
continues
now.
to go well. Integrity's systems function perfectly during its entry back to Earth. And Reed Wiseman, the commander who will be last out of the vehicle, reported that all the crew members were feeling very well.
The fact that the sun hasn't set in San Diego, but it is set here in New York, is evidence that Earth is round.
Just for any doubters out there.
Just in case.
I don't know.
Three now out.
Obviously, for you all the applause there, the Johnson Space Flight Center, the same mission control room they used for shuttle mission after shuttle mission.
And now standing by for the commander, Reed Wiseman, who will be last out of his ship. Bobbing in the Pacific under almost ideal conditions, Integrity spanned 694,000 miles during its journey from launch to splashdown.
The swells are quite placid, enabling this to go pretty smoothly. This is something they practiced over and over again for years out of the Pacific.
And of course, all of us remember Reed Wiseman. It looks like he is now out of the vehicle. Like he is in the middle of that scrum.
Are they unable to stand up?
And we now have
They held up by three people.
Reed Wiseman out of the vehicle, all four crew members now out of Integrity.
But also you are a musician, so yeah, you don't want to stand up alone.
Yeah, but
Yeah, you can understand.
there's the responsibility that the commander Reed Wiseman is looking at. Sandra, just medically, what do you think it's like for these astronauts sitting in that boat that aren't on the porch?
Once again, all four.
Sorry,
crew members
Anderson.
And just medically for them, we see them being kind of not carried, but kind of very much helped down into a seated position.
Yeah, this gets back to that same concept that people have been talking about, your neurovestibular system, your inner ear. You know, your inner ear when you're on Earth, it's constantly getting all these inputs. Just having gravity gives that input, and that goes away for 10 days in this case, just over close to 10 days. It's interesting because the brain can actually train itself pretty quickly to sort of get used to that, and then all of a sudden you're back into a situation where you have this gravitational force on it again. We were talking about this last hour, but I think someone described it to me as sort of the opposite of having sea legs. With sea legs, you almost have too much input into the inner ear, and then you get on dry land and it reduces. Here, you don't have much input to the inner ear, then all of a sudden a lot there. And that's sort of, I think, what makes people feel unstable. They body, all these sorts of things. It lasts different lengths of time for different people. Astronauts have lots of training, obviously, to deal with this sort of thing, but it's inescapable, and that's the sort of thing that you're seeing as they get off the craft. Also, again, these fluid shifts, not to be minimized. You have a lot of fluid shifts when you're in space. All of a sudden, you got gravity back on your body. You may have low blood pressure. Your heart rate may change. So the cardiovascular sort of assessment of people, all of that's probably happening. Now, maybe some of that happened on the craft itself, but that's the triage, I think, that they're talking about.
I mean, honestly, I never want to be sitting next to a person who's having a fluid shift. I mean, it doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound good. I mean, after say 3 others on a moving boat in rough water, no, thank you.
It's all.
Jeanette,
it's all
did you have
inside
these
your
fluid
body.
shifts on that?
Yes, we did.
Coming out?
Yeah, we have a cis bag nearby, just in case.
Okay.
It's just gravity, when you get to space, the fluid is, I mean, we're walking around the planet, the fluid is in certain areas, and then when you get to space, no gravity, it pulls up in the upper extremity, and then it gets redistributed
Back to
when you
certain
get back. So that's the shift. It's not as bad as it sounds. But how do you make it? Figure out another word for it. Fluid shift.
Relocation. Or maybe it sounds like a 70s like Dutch band.
Yeah.
I don't know. Miles, it's just remarkable to see the